As we are talking a wonderful series we had begun, you remember we are talking about freedom from taskmasters, and I believe this topic is going to be a blessing to so many people. We had read Exodus chapter 1 verse 11, and had also read Exodus chapter 5. You remember about the taskmasters being told to increase the workload so that those who are working might not have time to listen to lies. But as we all know, this was not lies. It was the word of God. They simply did not want these people to receive the word of God and to be free. And so today we are finishing this part by looking at how do we get ourselves free. We need to be free. Freedom from taskmasters. A taskmaster, many times people think, is just somebody who is supervising, for example, those people who work in the Juakali sector. But today I want to bring to you another shocking surprise. Sometimes your taskmaster can be the person that you are trying to get emotionally attached to. There are people who ended up being in a trap because of a taskmaster. What do I mean? You find that, for example, I am a man and I found a lady who is working, and maybe I'm not working. And so this lady now becomes like your man, your provider and everything. And whatever this lady says you have to do, because now this person has become your taskmaster. And the other way around, you find there are so many men who are keeping ladies out here, and they are abusing these ladies, they are hitting them. Now they are treating them like taskmasters, and that is the freedom I'm saying we must come out of. Never give any man that power. Don't give a human being the position of God in your life. Why should somebody treat you like that simply because they pay your rent? Simply because somebody feeds you, they feel they are entitled to treat you as a slave master. And so that's why I'm saying, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. I said that last time, that every place where you see a lot of diseases, witchcraft, there's poverty. Most times if you do research, those people, they don't worship God. It is impossible to find a place where the Spirit of God is, where people fear and revere God. Let me tell you, that one never goes hand in hand with poverty and diseases. No. These things come because of the rebellion of people. Look at a good example. A nation like the US. Right now, they might be doing bad things. The morality there might have been degraded, and people nowadays are just doing very funny things. But look at the foundation. What was the foundation of this country? Their constitution was founded on the Bible. Their forefathers were prayer warriors. There are people who used to pray for the United States. Now look at their economy. They ended up being the largest economy in the world. Look at the level of freedom they have. The freedom of expression. The freedom of speech. It is because where the Spirit of God is, there is liberty. But then come to other countries. Countries whereby if you speak against the leadership, you disappear. If you are a journalist and you start saying this president is bad, let me tell you, you will disappear. Why? Because these are countries that are being ruled by dictators. People don't fear God. People who don't revere God. And so every place where there is no Spirit of God, let me tell you, there is no liberty. People are just in bondage. People are in pain. People are suffering because there is no Spirit of God. But every place where there is the knowledge, the worship of the true God, I'm telling you, people are usually so free. People are delivered. You don't see a lot of things happening to that nation like the way we see. I'm not saying we are better as Kenyans, but there are countries whereby it is like there's disaster after every other disaster. And so we must be delivered from the spirit of taskmasters. There's somebody who said that you find a man, for example, I come from a family where my dad is doing so well. And somebody was saying that there are so many families like that. You find that the dad is doing so well. The dad is okay. Like we like to say in Kenya, maybe my dad was a dynasty. And now, you find that I take a wife, I pick a woman, and I bring her. Because, you know, we are living in a 10-bedroom house. We have a large compound. And I'm telling you, there are families that are living like that. You find that we take a certain portion of the house and we just start living there with my wife. So my dad and my mom are in a different section of the house. And then my wife and I and my children are in a different section of the house. And then my brother also and his wife are in a different section. So we are one large family. But then there's that one main man. There's the main person, the main billionaire. You know, the main millionaire, multi-millionaire who has built all this. You find that every once in a week, we all sit down as a family. And then you find that now my father lectures all of us. He lectures me with my wife. He finishes, he goes to my brother. He lectures my brother together with his wife. Because that is what happens. When you give people the position of God in your life, I'm telling you, ile madarau utaonyeshwa. The way people will treat you with despise and shame. You know, your father will be sitting there and lecturing even your wife. And even telling your wife to remove things on the table. And if you are a poor person, or if you are somebody who has not overcome this spirit of taskmaster, even when December comes, and you go over to your rural home, you find that your siblings who are arriving in cars, they are just being asked which soda will you drink. But you and your wife and your children, when you arrive there with poverty, you are told the first thing, tell the kids to take those jerry cans to go and fetch water. Your children are immediately sent to the kitchen. And yet there's a relative of yours, when they arrive, their children are immediately given soda. Because it is even in the Bible. The Bible says money answereth all things. We must be liberated from this bondage of shame. There's even a singer in Kenya who sang some years back, shilingi ya Kenya ndo inafanya uheshimiwe kwa jamii. And the person also sang and said the same shilingi ya Kenya is the one that will determine the level of respect people give you. As children of God, may we be delivered from this spirit of taskmaster. Because the problem of being under a taskmaster, even if their joke is not funny, you have to laugh. I'm telling you, somebody who pays your rent, somebody who's feeding your family, even if their joke is not funny, you will have to laugh. If you don't laugh, the person begins to wonder, you don't like me, so you don't want to work for me. And because you don't want questions, because you see you are desperate, and that is the position you have given these people in your life, you have enabled them to become your taskmasters. I'm telling you, you will end up living a miserable life. That's why last time I was giving you my story. That when I quit, my friends were asking me, how will you pay rent? How will you do ABCD? And it is because I had purposed that because I am a child of God, and I know the God that I serve will make a way where there seems to be no way, I refuse to be under the spirit of a taskmaster. Sometimes you must refuse. Learn to be a fighter. Don't agree for somebody to be dictating for you what you eat in a restaurant. I always tell myself this. Imagine somebody has taken you out to a 5-star hotel. Somebody has taken to treat you to a 5-star hotel. My question is this. The God who gave this person money to take you to a 5-star hotel, why don't you believe that same God can also bless you? Why do I have to go and bow to someone? Why do I have to bow to a taskmaster? There are people in this Nairobi, their rent is being paid by a sponsor. The person calls you up, talks to you the way he wants. I know some women who are even beaten. The man comes, beats you in that house, and he feels he's entitled to do that simply because he's paying your rent. Don't give people that much power. Tell them, if it is your money that will make you treat me like that, go perish with your money. Trust God for your own providence. Because there are people who are being abused even in the workplace. The boss comes and just talks to you anyhow. Because the boss knows that you are desperate. That is the danger again of being too cordial with people. Stop telling everyone your problems. Some of you have already told your bosses. You have told your boss how your mom at home is sick. You have told your boss how your dad has no job and your dad is an alcoholic. Your dad is just in the hospital. You know, now your boss knows your entire story. And your boss is shaking their head and they're saying, so this person is desperate. It means even if I abuse them, they'll stay. Never show people your level of desperation. Because when your taskmasters know and when they learn that whatever they do to you, there's nowhere you are going, I'm telling you the abuse will just be moving from one level to the other. That's why even God says in His Word that even if I were hungry, I will not tell you. The problem with the people when they know you are hungry, I've often said this, when men know that you are hungry, they will wave bread in front of you like this. And then when you come wanting to receive that bread, they will return the bread to the pocket first and tell you, now if you want this bread, brush my shoes. If you want this bread, wash my house. If you want this bread, sleep with me. Now you see, that's the danger. When you show people that you need that bread, I'm telling you, the demands that they will tell you, the things they will request you to do in order for you to get that bread, you will regret why in the first place you said you wanted that bread. Be a person who is free. Be totally free. Freedom from taskmasters. Don't be a person who begs to be in the life of another person. If somebody doesn't want to be with you, just release them. They are not your taskmaster. The other thing I've found that is very bad in this life, apart from not being born again, because the greatest tragedy in life is never receiving Jesus as your Lord and Savior, because it means your fate is sealed. You're going to hell. So that is number one tragedy in this life. It is not to get an accident. It is not to die. The greatest tragedy is actually not to have Jesus, because even if you die and you have Jesus, you have been promoted to glory. So those who always think that the greatest tragedy is maybe if they ever got an accident or if they are robbed, today I'm giving you the definition of the greatest tragedy of this lifetime. It is to die without Jesus. Now, the second one, according to me, the second tragedy I rank in this life, after number one of not knowing Jesus, number two greatest tragedy in this life is to be under the mercy of man. I will repeat that so somebody gets it right. After the greatest tragedy in this life of not knowing Jesus, the second worst tragedy is to be under the mercy of a human being. Because I'm telling you, kuna watu, if they are to give you money, hey, wanaweza taka kukojolea. There are people who will spit on you when they are giving you money. I'm telling you, there is a very bad tragedy in this life of being under the mercy of man. And that's why Psalms 118 says, cursed. Imagine, not blessed. It says, cursed is he who has put his trust in man. Have you put your trust in man today? Do you make human beings appear like gods in your life? Because you are always going when they call. When your friends tell you, kuja, kuna pombe hapa. You have already gotten into the shower. You have dressed. You are going out because you are desperate. No. Have your own money. Have your own say. For me, when I go to my house, when people call me and tell me, hey, we are going for this and this road, I usually tell them, no, I don't feel like it. Do you know why? Because I have my own food in the house. But there are some people, when they are told, hey, kuja, twende tukajivinjari, we are going over to Naivasha, to Naikuru, they have to go because when they look at their house, number one, their house has no food. Number two, they are not even sure if they are going to get rent. So there are people, because they are slaves to their taskmasters, every offer they have to take. There are people, every offer, every job that is advertised, they are there. And even when they go for the interview, they make the classic mistake where they are asked, what can you do? And the classic mistake which many people make in an interview, they say, I can do anything. That is mistake number one in an interview. Immediately the board knows you are desperate. You have not even specialized in an area that you want to come and increase the company in that area. Because now if you go for an interview and you're telling us you can do anything, surely, what do you mean? Like, are you an IT expert? Can you fix electricity when it goes out? Do you know how to operate a generator? So be specific. You cannot say you can do anything. Don't apply scripture, the principles of God, with the principles of this world. It is in the Bible that we are told, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So that means no problem can overpower you. But it did not mean it in the form of skills. You cannot be a lawyer, be a doctor, be an electrician, be a plumber, and at the same time you are also an accountant. I'm telling you, my friend, you will be confused. You cannot be a jack of all trades. You will either be doing a very shady job. Decide if you're in IT. Be the best in that area, that people will even praise God because of your prowess. If you are a teacher, teach with passion. But now if you tell us you can do anything, so can you also be a prostitute? Because now when you say I can do anything, you know that means anything. So it means the panel knows you can even sell your body to get that job. No. If I go for an interview and they ask me what I can do, I'll give them a detailed explanation. I'll not tell them I can do anything. What if they tell me to steal? You see, I'm the one who said I can do anything. So does that mean you can also steal for the company? Which means you'll also steal from them. So they'll fear you. You are desperate, so it means you can be bought. People don't love anyone who's under spirit of a taskmaster. There's a friend of mine who went for an interview, and I asked him later if he got the job. He told me no. I asked him, don't worry, another job will open up. And then he told me one of the people who were in the panel gave him a leakage as to why he did not get that job. And this person referred him for another interview. And this time, he told this friend of mine what to say and what not to say. So I was asking this friend of mine, what was that you were told they did not like in your previous interview? And he told me, the board said they did not like the fact that I appeared too desperate. Even when it came to payment, the money this friend of mine requested was very low. You know, people who are desperate, they are willing to even tell you, give me even if it is just 10,000. So the way he answered the questions, can you imagine, was the reason he failed the interview. Not because he did not qualify. He had all the papers, but this man appeared too desperate that the board said, this one, no. In life, people don't like somebody who's under the spirit of a taskmaster. Don't be desperate in life. Put your trust in God. Where the Spirit of God is, there is liberty. And remember, I told you can measure your level of freedom by the level of choices. Number one, if you want to eat today, how many types, what variety of food can you eat? That should tell you something. There are people today, if you want to go for holiday, can you really go? Because there are people who, for them, holiday is a leisure, that is a waste of money, that is luxury, and they are trying to pay rent and to put food on the table. So my question is, today, can you just wake up and decide, I want to go and have fun. I want to go and have fun somewhere in Kenya. I want to go and do a road trip as I go to the border of Kenya and any other country. Or do you have to plan an entire year for you to just go from here to Nakuru? Your level of choices determines your level of freedom. Today, if you want to buy clothes, how many clothes can you buy? If you want to buy shoes, How many pair of shoes can you buy? That's why I'm telling you, your level of choices, they can explain to you your level of freedom. There are people when you're looking for a house, there's a certain type of house you can only afford. So your choices are limited. So even when you're going for house hunting, they ask you, would you want a 3-bedroom? You tell them, I just want either a bed sitter or a single room. You see, your choices are already limited because your money is little. May we be children of God who will be living Ephesians 3:20 every day, that says, my God is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all we can never ask, think, or even imagine. Don't be a person who is under a slave master. Don't be dictated by people. Don't be under the mercy of men. Be under the mercy of God. Let the favor of God preserve you. Let the blessings of God keep you, because God is faithful. We can be faithless, but God is faithful. As I'm concluding, as I'm coming to the end, let me say this. Many people don't believe that God can sustain them if they take a step of faith. There are people, the reason they hold on to their taskmaster so much is because their thinking, their mentality, they have not had a mental shift. They believe that the only way they can survive in Nairobi is with a sponsor. You see, that is the mentality we need to break. In Africa, our leaders have believed that the only way we can survive is by borrowing foreign aid. And so you find that these people are our taskmasters. They are running our SGR. They are running our ports. Because when you have a mindset that has not been transformed, you will keep imagining that you have to do certain things for you to survive. Yet we as a country are very rich, resource-wise. We have people who can do so well in this land, but now they go and work in other countries because they get fed up with the corruption in Kenya. Don't be part of these people who believe in taskmasters. Moses was coming to deliver these people, telling them, hey, God has said, let my people go. But do you know the mentality they had? They started quarreling Moses, asking Moses, why did you remove us? At least there we were sure with a monthly salary. Imagine, God is trying to help you and you are still addicted to where you are. May you be removed from your bondage of a taskmaster. I want to end it there. I want to say the Lord bless you. May each and everyone watching be delivered and removed from the spirit of a taskmaster. The Lord watch over you, shine his face upon you. Get me on Facebook, Kelvin Obonyo. Let's interact. Go like JTV page to get this and other encouraging and inspiring sermons. The Lord bless you till we meet again. Bye. Have a wonderful time. God bless.